Is 1 million enough? Now that's a question. Let's start with enough for what? We are each different in our needs, wants, and desires, but we spend our lives trying to save up that $1 million. Let's talk about retirement and how much money you need to create that dream adventure you've spent your life working towards. Or maybe you're still young like Wolf and wondering what it needs to do to get to that early retirement. So come on, it'll be fun. Ser divertido. Bom dia. Have you ever dreamed of traveling the world, moving abroad, but wondered how you'd go about doing it? Then you have found the right channel. We share our travels through our experiences and research and show how moving abroad regardless of age and money can be done. With people constantly looking for their next adventure, we want to show that there are many ways and you don't have to be a millionaire. Let's go. Most of us folks only have about 10 to 15% of that $1 million number as they approach retirement.
So deciding how much to save can be difficult, and everyone gives you a different answer, no matter who you're talking to.
That's right. Is $1 million the total?
I don't know. Maybe it's each. Maybe it's 1 million for him and 1 million for me.
Or
but no one ever really explains that.
No.
So let's talk about it.
By the way, I'm Alan. My wife Leslie, son Wolf, and I are from the Midwest in the United States. We now live on the beautiful island of Madeira, Portugal, on one of the greatest adventures of our lives. Please give us a like and subscribe to learn from our journey as you work to navigate your own. It'll be fun. Ser divertido. Let's start out with some statistics and see how you compare.
The average retirement savings in the U.S. by age, according to the data, and there's lots of it, and it's always different, can be under 35 is about $49,000 that you have saved. 35 to 44, $140,000.
45 to 54, you're looking at $300,000. 55 to 64, it jumps up to $540,000. And 65 to 74, you're looking at $600,000.
Yeah, and it goes down from there because obviously once you get above 74, you're going to start spending and you're not going to actually be savings. You'll be eating into the principal at that point in time. But this is the average. Average means that we're going to be picking up the outliers, the Warren Buffetts of the world. So sometimes the average can skew the numbers.
So you want to look at the median number for a more exacting number. Feeling good or feeling bad? Are you saving enough for retirement? Are you doing your happy dance yet? Well, let's see what we can do about that. I threw a little extra footage in there for you.
Because you can't click stop up here.
The median retirement savings by age shows a different picture than the average. The averages are just an average. The median, what it does is eliminates the high end and the low end. So it's more of an accurate number. So for example, under 35, you're looking at a median number of 19,000 versus the 49,000 in the average number. The 35 to 44-year-old, you're looking at a median number of 45,000 compared to 140 for the average. And 45 to 54, you're looking at 115,000 on the median number versus 300,000 on the average.
So 55 to 64 comes in at 185 on the average, which is, the actual. That's what most people will have. Versus 540,000, depending on if you're looking at it from an average perspective, right? Which is not really a good number. So 65 to 74 years old, people have about $200,000 versus the $600,000 that we spoke to on the other slide. Now, if on the other slide you were feeling really good about that number, then you're probably doing well. But most people are going to have about 200,000 when they get to that 65-year-old mark, right?
Yeah. What are you going to do if you're already close to retirement and clearly don't have enough money? Many people say that they will rely on Social Security alone.
Right, but the average in 2024 of Social Security benefit is about $1,900 for a single person. For a couple, it's about $3,000, right?
Living on Social Security alone means that about $23,000 to $36,000 a year is what you'd have.
Yeah. So can you actually live on that? You know, where you are in the United States or anywhere in the world for that matter. Could you live on that?
Yeah, currently 2024, the U.S. federal poverty level is listed at about $20,000 for a couple.
But who said you had to actually stay in the United States? So if you only had Social Security, where would you go? Right?
Good question.
It is a good question.
Back to the $1 million is enough. Depending on what your needs are, where you choose to live, maybe like us, you will decide to create a retirement that you could have on Social Security alone if you had to.
But for us, you know, we had to value our time. You know, Alan's 9 years older than I am, and we wanted to be able to share our time together while he was still able to explore and hike and go on the adventures. So time was a big factor in our decision.
We then set out to find our place in the world where we could live our ultimate life and retire with dignity.
Costs will change at retirement. Think about, you know, when you're working, lunch could be $10 to $15, right? We always took our own lunch, so we didn't really save any money there. We actually spend more money on lunch now. So yeah, costs change in retirement, but they don't always go down. Gasoline, we didn't pay a whole lot for gas. Alan worked 3 blocks from our house. Now, we do live in Europe and gas is quite expensive because you buy by the liter, not the gallon, right?
Yeah, right.
Clothes. Now, clothes, we don't have a problem with that. I no longer have to have business attire.
And I just need shorts and t-shirts.
He just needs shorts and t-shirts. No more uniform fees and all of the cleaning and all of that kind of thing.
Still have to pay for parking when we go downtown.
Yeah, but it's not quite the same. If you were commuting into Chicago, which is where we lived, then you're talking $500 to $600 a month for your train passes.
And the toll fees.
If you were driving, then you would have toll fees. And you would also have parking fees. You know, so your costs can go up or down, but it's not always down, right?
Statistics show that about 44% of Americans over the age of 60 are still paying off on a mortgage.
Now, that can actually be by design, though, right? I mean, simply depending on how much your investment money is producing, what that income is, you might want to continue to reduce your taxes by using your mortgage, right, to go towards that. But if that money's tight to begin with?
What costs really disappear when you have retired? Even with the house paid off, you still have property taxes to pay.
Yeah.
Ours were about $14,000 a year, which meant that almost half of our average Social Security check was going towards property taxes. You have to redesign your life.
You do.
Yeah, find the right place.
That's what we did, right? We said, there's got to be a way. We don't have to have multi-million dollars, right?
Over the last 30 years, the S&P 500 has averaged 10.5% a year. Adjusted for inflation, the percentage drops to 7.7%. How much can you withdraw without spending the principal? Don't run out of money. You're looking at about 3 to 5% a year. $1 million will provide you with an income of $30,000 to $50,000 a year, and $500,000, you're looking at $15,000 to $25,000 a year as an income.
So, based upon what you have, sit down and do the math. What will you get from that 3 to 5%, right? Then take that, add that to your Social Security benefit, and now you know what you have to work with. From there, you're going to go find your place in the world, the one that's going to allow you to build your ultimate life.
That's exactly what we have done, and we know that you can do it too.
Our Moving Abroad program is now available. It pulls all the information you need to know into one location for you to refer back to at any time you want. We work through managing expenses, expectations, life coaching, choosing your new country, and more. Our programs, Patreon, and affiliates are how we support this channel. Links are located in the description of our videos, as well as on our website and Patreon. We'd like to take a moment to thank all our Patreon supporters. Your financial support is truly appreciated, allowing us to create new content. We should have done this sooner. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to help us grow. The next stage in your life is a journey.
I'm pushing the stop button.